Hi everyone, this is a video review of the Power Rangers Legacy movie figures. And after this review, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, you may be wondering, why do I have these figures in the box like this? Well, when I usually buy new figures, I can't help but resist opening them up, and rather than take time to put them in each of the individual boxes, mainly because I know the tray would warp figures if I put them back in there. I put a bunch of them in as few boxes as I could so I could bring them home, and I threw away the rest. So here are the boxes I did save, so I'll go over those. And here's the Collect and Connect Megazord figure. You can also see it on the back. You can see all the figures in the wave right here. Pictures of the Power Rangers and Alpha. Some information about Bandai America. On the bottom, some more info about Bandai. Now, I'm not saying you should take your figures home like this, but I personally find it preferable than just carrying home 6 boxes in one bag. So, without further ado, get these guys out and show you how cool they actually are. Now, here are the Power Rangers opened up and out of the packaging. And here again is the Build-A-Figure Megazord. Now, each of the figures come with a piece of the Megazord. I'm not going to waste time showing you all the pieces and how to take them apart. And really, I think you only really want to know how good this figure is anyways. But take a look at the Alpha figure first, just because I think I might forget to go over him for some reason. First, I didn't like this look at all. Now I'm not one to believe that just because something is new, it's good, because it's not. New and good are not necessarily the same thing, because just because they came up with new designs for the Power Rangers, or were supposed to, doesn't mean I like the Michael Bay inspired look that the Power Ranger suits and the Megazord had. I wish they would have stuck to a more mecha look for the Megazord like they usually do when they make a Power Ranger series, and a more mecha look for the Power Ranger suits. But with Alpha, when I first saw this, I didn't like it. But then when I saw it in the trailer and his personality seemed a lot like the original Alpha, I actually did come to like this more. And the big eyes it has. Still not a big fan of this fishy looking body though. As you can see, he's got these long arms. Doesn't look much like a robot, just like a little fish guy. As you can see, he's got some red throughout his body, but it's mostly this sort of gray color. There's a lot of molded details throughout here. Actually, way more than your eye can take in. So, as for how this will look, I suppose that depends on how good he is in the movie, but for right now, don't think he's better than the original Alpha. Still, I think it's good. Do like the big eyes here. That's one thing I like about this more than the original Alpha. Now, going over the main Power Ranger figures. As you can see, here's a Red Ranger. Now, they all pretty much share the same mold, at least the guys with the other guys, and the Pink Ranger and the Yellow Ranger. As you can see, he's got some nice silver going here near the shoulder, and it continues on into the chest right here. Do you like the diamond, similar to what the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had? He's got the Morpher in the middle, which looks like the Morpher you can buy in stores that comes with the power coins. You get some nice cool looking knee-pads right here. Now you may notice right away a sort of Iron Man look to it. I do like that. It's even got an ab joint right here. I really wish that instead they would do what Hasbro with their Iron Man figures. Basically have a larger part of... Make the upper part of the chest larger and just have the lower part go right up into it. But instead you just get this similar joint to what the DC Universe figures have and the previous Legacy figures have. It's still good, just not as good as... Just doesn't look as good as the ab crunch on the Iron Man figures. I like the blue right here, which is pretty good. Like how it continues on down here, like the white stripe here. So very cool mechanized look for the Red Ranger. You can actually see that it is sort of alien inspired because of the way these silver things are shaped. And also just a lot of these little details going out throughout the figure. As for the arms, got some nice shoulder pads here. Again, some nice silver going out through here. Again, more details and legs just to help it look more alien right here. The Blue Ranger's pretty much the same. He's got a larger visor, which is kind of surprising since the Blue Ranger in the original had the smallest visor. So, yeah, it is kind of odd though. Taking a look at the Black Ranger. It's a nice shade of black. Or I think it's just near black. It doesn't seem to become completely black. I do like this visor more. Looks a lot more similar to the Red Rangers. Now, as for these pink figures, female figures, do you think they did well with the body? I still think the head looks pretty weird. I don't know. Would it be bad if I wish these looked more feminine in some way? As for the chest, as you can see, sculpted her boobs right here. You don't really get big ones like you do with other Legacy Power Ranger figures, like say the Pink Ranger or the Blue Ranger. But they are clearly visible on the figure, and you can see some nice silver right here. Help make it more noticeable. It's much slimmer here. Not too much emphasis on the female figure around the waist. It's just a much slimmer figure than the male figures. Same thing with the Pink Ranger, although it's not really I feel like the pink on here looks less girly than it could have been. I mean, probably done on purpose, but that's just what I noticed on the figure. And for some reason, you don't see the diamond as well on the male figures, because with this diamond above her boobs for some reason. So all in all, you can see that they were very much trying to go for a really cool Iron Man look to these figures. I mean, these figures could have been a lot better, and I hope they become a lot better if another company happens to pick up this license just because it's a movie, like say Hot Toys or Figuarts or Mafex. I mean, they're not as good as it could have been, but you can tell what they were trying to go for with these figures. And for the most part, I still think that what they were trying to go for, that really cool Iron Man look to them, these figures have achieved it for the most part. Now, as for the Megazord, here it is. Now, no matter what way I see this Megazord. I highly doubt I'm going to like this in toy form, at least before I see the movie. I mean, it's going to have to be looking very good in the movie for me to like this figure, because right now my opinion of this is leaning more toward bad than good. I mean, just like with Alpha, you do get this sort of fish-like look to it, or chicken feet look to it. It's more of a arms and legs look more like chicken feet. And honestly, if you didn't like the pictures of the Megazord, just getting the 6-inch figure in hand isn't going to change your mind. I mean, it is better than the big one I had if you saw my previous Power Rangers haul video. I don't have the 2-foot one yet. I do think that this is much better, but not so much that makes me like Megazord. It is nicely painted though, like the yellow right here, lots of the red right here. It's just a lot of detail to take for your eyes to take in, but the most noticeable part is probably the helmet, the wings, the chest. Probably the helmet and the wings are the part I like best about the figure. I'm a sucker for cool looking wings, and I do think these look cool. Unfortunately, they don't swing up like the big figure. And this helmet is a nice new, completely new design they made for a Megazord. I actually like it though. It's reflective helmet. Same thing with the chest, which is also reflective, and you got a lot of nice details going over it here too. And yeah, that's it for my review. All in all, I do like these figures, even though I was a pretty big skeptic of the movie designs. Of course, there is that Michael Bay influence in these figures, but you can actually tell they were trying to make these figures look good. Designs, they did try to make the designs look good, and you can definitely feel it in these figures. And most of these figures do look good for the most part. Now, this is technically the third wave of Legacy figures. I know we were supposed to get another wave with the In Space and the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger, but the good thing is that after that wave comes out, we'll have 4 complete teams of Power Rangers in the Legacy line. And this is actually the first full 5 Ranger team that we've gotten together in one wave. I know it's taking longer than it needs to collect all the Mighty Morphin Legacy figures, and I wish that they would release that wave now instead of this one, but take into account that if they just released the Mighty Morphin figures in one wave, we would just get those Ranger figures and not be interested in the others. So I do believe that they're pushing out this wave and those other Rangers like In Space and Ninja Storm to get people more interested in the other figures before we get the complete collection of MMPR figures. And again, after the next wave of Legacy figures come out, we'll have 4 complete teams of Power Rangers in the Legacy line. And again, this is a really nice set. I would recommend getting this for not too much over retail, which is basically how I got this set. You get some nice, really cool Iron Man inspired Power Rangers. The new incarnation of Alpha. I've never gotten an Alpha figure before, so probably one of the main pluses for me in the set. So that might be a reason you might want to get this set as well. And yeah, that's it for my review. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/legendantihero. You can also friend me on Facebook, facebook.com/legendantihero. And you can also add me on Instagram. My username there is legendaryantihero. Well, that's it for my review. Goodbye.